Well, good morning and welcome in. Oh my goodness, I have such a problem. I need to stop. But how did this turn into all of this? Well, I started, and this is my favorite color. However, it should not be this small. I did finally find it. I had to go everywhere. When I started with this one for Mermaid, it was about right here. It broke. I tried to sharpen it. It broke again. I sharpened it. I broke. Oh my goodness gracious. So this is so tiny and I'm having a hard time getting to it. So I had to go and find this. So this led to all of this shenanigans. So while I was there, I was on the hunt. I did not go through this gray. It's missing in action. I have no idea where it went to. It's probably rolled somewhere. I don't know. And then I needed a blush pink and then the aquamarine. So I was able to get those. Super excited. And then Hobby Lobby had a 40% off sale. And so I wanted to try their Master's Touch blender markers. I bought some on Amazon. They were terrible. They were all dry. Each of them worked for maybe half, like one little section. I was like, okay, I just can't buy from there. And that's kind of what led on to this. I went on to Amazon to try to buy this pencil. And the only place I could find was like a place that was like, okay, I have to buy 12 of them. Or if you bought one, it was like $8. And I was like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. So, and it's getting harder and harder to find open stock where I'm at. So between Hobby Lobby and then in the picture you saw something, I had a field trip day and it was so fun. So at any rate, that's what led to this. Yeah, I got to admit, I love a good Tootsie Roll, so I bought the Tootsie Roll. Went over to Joann's. Their book section is like down to nothing. I think they're now down to 70%. So I went ahead and bought the Peter Pan because I wasn't going to buy it at any of those prices. The Fashionable Fairies, I thought, you know what? Because it's so cheap, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a try. I bought the Halloween special one. It's not totally my vibe, but guess what? Mandalas weren't my vibe, and they're slowly beginning. And I thought, well, for Halloween, it'll just be fun. And then if one wasn't good, if two wasn't good, a third one makes it better. Anyway, I love Hannah Lynn, so I'm okay with doing it. And it was just so incredibly inexpensive that I was like, hey, I'm going to do it. So the next one is here. So as I was online trying to find my little pencil, I came across Jerry's Artorama. And I'd heard about them. Other colorists had kind of talked about them, but I had never really gone onto their site. I usually go to Colt Pencil, whatever it is, Colt, and Blick. And then all of a sudden, there was one that was near me. And I thought, really? There's one near me. I thought, okay, I'm going to try. So I called up. I talked to the most fabulous person. And I forgot to ask her if I could say her name. So I'm not going to say her name because I don't have full approval to give her name. But I asked her, hey, do you have this pencil? And then she went and looked and they had several pencils. So this is what came out of the bag. I pulled it, I just slid it out because these bags do make a little bit of a noise. So she was incredible. Their customer service was so amazing. I gave her a list of my pencils and she's like, we've got some of them. We don't have some of them. I'm like, no, that's totally fine. I'll come down. And she's like, hey, I've got a set of pencils I want you to try. Divine. I just had the best time ever. I know that we tend to buy a lot of things just off the internet, off of Amazon. And I think Amazon is great. I'm not bashing Amazon, but I'm having a moment with you because you guys can't seem to deliver your stuff without ruining it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of you delivering my stuff and ruining it. So I also thought maybe having a bit of human touch would not be a bad idea. So I went down there. It took a little bit. It's about 40 minutes away from me, but it was a good day. So they gave me my little discount card. I'll get 4 emails a year for their sales, that kind of stuff, and that's perfect. Ooh, they had these, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm just going to try it. Why not? It's something fun. And they have open stock on a lot of stuff. And they have more things that they're coming online with the open stock. And so I was able to play with one. I loved it. I was like, yes, I want to give these a better try. And then this is Cezanne. This is their brand of colored pencils, and they had one that was in the roll, and they had the set of 120 out, and you could play and practice with it. And I think my little swatch sheets in there, guys, I really liked that. They were smooth, creamy, so I'm like, okay, they got to be wax based, but they were strong. So I was like, well, are they wax or are they oil? And so when I talked to can't say her name. When I went and talked to her, I asked her, and she said yes, that these were wax. She is super smart. She was explaining how wax and oil and how they kind of branch out a little bit. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't remember anything she said, but I was like, oh, we need to have you on video explaining it to us. But I was really excited to try these. I got the 24 set just because I wanted to give them a try. I wanted to practice in a coloring book and on a swatch sheet because they gave me a proper swatch sheet. I was like, I don't use that nice a paper. At the end, I'll tell you how the conversation went because she was incredibly sweet. The next thing, well, here's the swatches. So I was just having so much fun. And I mean, a ton of fun. It was super fun. All the colors were super cool. And then she gave me this paper, and I forgot I was going to play with their water colors, but I had to go because I had already played for so long so I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to go back down there in a little while and buy some more stuff. Then they had this, and I thought this was amazing. I'm going to open it because it's so shiny. But I love the delivery method of this. And I know that everybody in the art community is going to be, no, you should love it because it's cool. And I'm like, yes, I know it's cool. But wait till you see what this looks like. I should have cut this open first. I want to find out what this is so I can duplicate this on some things because I've always wanted this delivery system. I'm like, wait, how does this work? And how did they get it? And I can't find it. Okay, so this is a painter's coloring journal or diary. It's 100% in cotton paper, and I think this one is the cold press. I think it's the cold press. I'm not 100% sure. But the reason why I like it is look at this. Look at this. Whoops. You can pull this off and then you can add it back again. Now, I love spiral bound, but I only have been able to find the disc, those little discs that you kind of paper cut. But this is so fantastic. I want to figure out how to find a binder that will let me do this. I love it because I can put it back again. So this book, now this has a little glassine sheet, because this is like a proper swatch book. We know that I am nowhere near a proper artist at all. But the paper in this is so nice. I wonder if I tip it like this, can you see the paper? That's not my cheap little printer paper that I get from Walmart, but it can handle water. So watercolor paper, oils, pastel. I mean, it can handle everything. And it's really thick paper, and you get 10 removable sheets. What was really cool is they have the larger ones, like 8 by 10 and a little bit bigger. They have these folders. It's a box. So it's a box like this. You set this down in the box, and they have the big ringed ones. So when you're a proper artist, It's all in a box. When you go to do a painting or anything like that, you do all of your color swatching, your color combinations, and it was in this big, beautiful box. Oh, it was gorgeous, but I love this delivery system. What is this called? Where do you find it? I've been searching online. I can't find it because I'm sure without knowing what it's called, you can't find it. Then this was the reason to go down there, was to do the open stock. Oh, so fun. So fun. And here's the thing. I paid a little bit more money, but I had an enjoyable time. I met some good friends, and it didn't come damaged. It did not come damaged. So this was all the open stock items, and I really just had a good time. So I bought this one. It is the Neo color, but in the little case that I bought, it didn't have a pink. And of course, I love pink, so I had to get that. And then they had the colorless blenders, so I picked up several of them so that they would go in each of my bags. And then I just picked up a lot of the open stock that I needed. So these were all the pencils that I kind of needed. Not a lot, but that light green, the pale sage, the black, and the white. So I was able to get those, which I was so excited to get. They gave me a little basket. They are kept at kind of at the bottom level. So if a pencil should happen to drop, it's not bouncing all over the place. So it really minimizes the damage that could potentially happen. I got another white one. And then this is where the fun really started to come into play. I had no idea what any of these were, but as I was going down the line, I was like, oh, well, isn't this fun? Oh, look, this is fun. This is fun. So they had the luminance, Caran d'Ache luminance. And so I picked up the scarlet. I picked up the sienna beige, and I can't read that one. I can't remember what it is, but the colors on these were so amazing. And they were these colors right here. And then the red, this was the red. And I love a true, honest to goodness red. I don't want a tomato red. I don't want a rusty red. I want a good, solid red. Derwent Lightfast has a really good red. This red was even better in my opinion, I think. I'll test it out. But I wanted to do the luminance. I wanted to try them out. I had a chance to buy a set back in December. I didn't do it because I was like, wow, I got a lot of pencils. Do I really need any more? So I might just be doing selective colors. And I thought, well, this would be good. I really need a good solid red, and I wanted to try to get some fleshy tones. So I did this, and I'm like, oh, okay, it kind of matches my fleshy tones. We'll go with that. So I'm super excited to practice with those. And then these are pencil pastels. Have you guys ever seen these before? They are amazing. Look at this. They are, they're up here. So I'll do it right now. Now the hard part is this pen, it's a little bit thicker than your normal pencil. Okay, let me get a Prisma so you can kind of get an idea. Can you see that? Let me see, point that and go down so you can see it. So it's a little bit thicker. So I may have to color more normal than my normal way to do it, but these were so amazing. They go down, I mean, for a chalky, basey, it was like, wow. Then look how smooth they come out. Okay, I was a little tough on that, but it was so cool. Like, I was like, wow. And I could blend it better if I took my time, and you know, there we go. So if you just lightly, I mean, a little goes a long way. You just kind of scrumble it a little bit and just go really light on it. It's amazing. It blends out so nice. Isn't that amazing? I was like, wow. So it does not have a name of the color, but they do have a number. So this one, well, there we go. Back to the phone doing crazy things. Okay, so that's $13.55. This one is, oh no, they're all 13. Oh wait, sorry. I think that's the brand number. So the pastel, this one's 56, 29, and 11. So my favorite colors, my blues and my pink. I'm excited to try these for the backgrounds. I thought that would be easier, especially when I'm sitting in my chair. It is hard to use those little sticks because you got to put them out and then grind them down. And I was like, oh, whoops, one more. And then 48. This one is, I don't know where that one went to. So we'll do this one really quick. But I just thought that's a great one for skin tones also. I mean, is that just amazing? I mean, look how they blend out. It just blends out so nicely. Then I found the big daddies. So I will take the same Prisma and I will match these up so you can kind of see them. Look how big these boys are. I mean, they are the big boys. And I thought, well, okay, I want to see what these are all about. These are the magic color. I don't know. So they are more, they're more of like a pencil, like a waxy pencil would be my guess. But I thought for backgrounds, these would be really fun to have. And then I bought, okay, so I bought the Prussian blue. Not really sure. So they've got these 291 and then it's the number 61 and 58. But these were so, they are so creamy, incredibly smooth. I mean, I'm just like, wow, these are incredibly smooth. And again, since it's mermaid, I thought, or mermaid, there we go. Okay. For doing backgrounds, I thought this would be fun just to give that a try. I've got big lofty goals. So I was like, well, if I could find something to kind of give the same look that I'm going for, but speed up my process, I would be for it. These would be very difficult for me to hold. No, actually not bad. Yeah, so isn't that pretty? I mean, and they layer really nicely. I don't know how they blend. You know what? Oh, hold on, guys. Sorry about this. Whew. Okay, crisis diverted. All right, so I'm going to bring you guys down so you can see this a little better. Hopefully you can see this okay. Oh, wow. Wow. Those blend incredibly nice. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Kind of bring it up and over. Yep, camera is just not wanting to participate that well today. Let me bring it up so it's out of the light, or in the light better. Hopefully you guys can see that. That was very nice. I can't believe how good that looks. So these are the Cretacolor. I guess I don't know. I've never seen them before. But anyway, then I asked her, I said, well, how do you sharpen these? Because these are the big ones. And so they had this little sharpener. I picked it up. It's good to have. So it's got all the sizes. So this will be able to sharpen those big boys. Well, okay, not these. Yeah, these all have to do with a knife, but it will sharpen these. Oh, well, you know what? No. Okay, it'll only sharpen those other ones. So at any rate, if you haven't had a chance to go, oh, you know what? Here, Doy, I should probably open this up really quick. Oops. If you haven't had a chance to ever go to one of their stores, I would encourage you. to like look online and see if you've got one that's near you. Go take, I don't know, a lunch break. Well, you need longer than a lunch break because you're going to have a lot of fun. They had, oh my gosh, they had these little glitter paint pans. Oh my gosh. If I hadn't already been over my budget. Look at these. Aren't those pretty? So I'll move those out of the way. So the little box just kind of comes like that, opens up, has the little flap. That's kind of cute. It's got the little color swatches. They come pre-sharpened, which is very nice, obviously. And then, let's see, we'll pick one of the pinks. Oh, let's see, pull it out. This is what they look like. Oh, I don't know why my camera is having a difficult time once again not focusing. There we go. Maybe it's going to focus. Maybe it's not. Okay, let's try something here. Okay, well, it's 4, so we'll see what that's all about. Oh, so sorry if a call came through and it booted me off. So at any rate, trying to get this to focus, but it's 104, or it's just 04 or 004, and they don't have names or color names. They just have numbers, which I'm fine with. I don't really need a name. I just wish that I could get my camera to focus. Sometimes it wants to, and sometimes it doesn't. But at any rate, we'll give this a little shot. Let me bring you down so you can kind of see it. Now, I will practice with this in a coloring book. Oh, whoops, that was on, this was one of those pastels. Yeah, it's so smooth, incredibly smooth. Absolutely just love it. And I didn't even sharpen it. Yeah, so, I mean, these are really awesome pencils. Super creamy, but they're fairly strong also. So I am excited to try these out. And you know what? I went and I pulled a book out. I'll have to go up just a little bit. I'm super excited. I just want to try this. We won't do it in our color along. Let me see if I can find a page that I can at least practice it. Oh, that's going to be a winter page. Let's see. Well, you know what? We'll do this. My goodness, I have so little room on my table. Okay, we'll go up here, see if we can get this in view. It's a little off center. Sorry about that. See if I can move that. Okay, so I don't care if these are pink. I want to make sure you guys can see. Go down as low as I can go. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see if this works. All right, I think that's better. You can kind of see what I'm doing better. Oh, they work really well in the... Okay, so we'll try that. And then let me try the other pink. So the other one is 24. There we go. That works so much better. Okay. A little bit of a leap, but not bad. Okay, not bad. And then let me take the blender. Sorry if you can, wow. Wow, those blend nice in the book. You know what? I'm thinking I should have, I'm thinking now, probably should have bought the 120 set. Not that I need another, oops, not that I need another set of pencils. But let's be honest, it's always fun to have another set of pencils. Wow. My goodness. Oh, I love that. Let me see if I can, I have so much sitting here on this desk right now. It's hard to get everything. Sorry about the noise. I obviously was ill prepared for this today. Wow, okay. You know what? Let's try the green. So obviously I haven't swatched these out, but they've got like 3 greens right here. So I'll take these 3 greens. Oh, you know what? I'm so silly. She did tell me. Oh my gosh, guys. I apologize. So they do have a swatch sheet that comes in the set. So, oh, whoops. Oh, wow, that's really nice paper too. Okay, so I'll have to do that. But for right now, let's just do the grass real quick. Let's see how that works. So this one is going to be 9. Wow. Yeah. It's so hard because Prisma has that 150. And when that 150, you get like the grays, you get so many really cool colors. Like last night, I was coloring with the Derwent Lightfast, and I love those pencils. First time using them, but I really do like them. But they just didn't seem to have the color, the amount of colors that I like to have. And I think it's because it's more of an artist base. These are incredible. And to be quite honest, I am very excited to try these. Even though I only have 24 of them, I think I already started 1 page, but the next page that I start, I'm gonna try these because I'm wondering if this, I don't think anything's ever gonna replace Prisma, but boy, these are pretty nice. Oh, whoops, that last one was 42. Sorry about that. 42. And then this one is 10. It's 10. I think I'm going to have to, I will always want Prisma just because that's what I started with. But man, they are getting difficult for me to get my hands on. So I do think I'm going to have to try to find a replacement for those, which is really hard. But, you know, just because something's hard to get doesn't mean that they'll always be hard to get. Or just because they're hard to get right now doesn't mean they'll always be hard to get. Okay. All right. I like those colors. There was another color. There's kind of a green. This one's 51. So again, it's kind of hard. I always say don't color unless you have your swatch. Oh, this is more of a, I can kind of see it looks like it has more of blue to it. So not bad. Okay. Let's blend this out. Make sure you clean so we don't have pink going. Wow. These are nice. Okay, have you guys, I know I'm always late to the party, always late. Do you guys have these? Do you use them? Do you like them? Because I'm kind of liking them. I mean, I definitely want to try them on more paper. I definitely want to get them swatched out and really truly play with them. I mean, you can almost get anything to work on a little project, but as you get into the bigger projects, do they still work as nicely? Gosh, wow, I'm kind of digging that. Let's see, this looks like a gray, but it almost has a brown look. 54. So let's try. Yeah, it's like a gray brown, almost kind of like a stone color. Okay, I'm gonna see how far I can pull the pigment down, because sometimes I do like to do that where, so I'll do a little bit more pigment here on the dark part, medium, and then the light. And then I like to pull the pigment down just to see how far I can get that pigment to move. It moves. Wow. They had these on sale when I was there. And of course, when I have more ducats in my bucket, they won't be on sale. Okay. Oops, I did exactly what I tell people not to do. Wow. Gosh, that is really nice. All right. We'll make this longer. We're already into it knee deep. Number 20. Okay, we're going to have this kind of as a brown, kind of a browny red. They are super smooth. And like I said, I haven't sharpened them. These are just coming straight out from manufacturer sharpen. That's pretty amazing. They are not scratchy. They are super smooth. This 21 looks to be like a light tan brown. Okay, a little bit orangey. It's got some orange to it. For just picking colors straight out, not bad, not bad. Okay, what can I do for the in-between color? I think I'm going to go ahead and do this color. This is 36. Kind of looks like it's a bright orange. Let's see how bright of orange it is. Yeah, it's a bright. Yeah, not bad. Well, I'm kind of excited about these, to be honest. Let's see, and then, okay. And let's see, clean it out. Wow. Okay, well, that is just amazing. I'm really quite happy with these. I'm going to go ahead finish this out a little bit. I wasn't anticipating on doing a full little color along. Okay. Well, like I said, I would really love to know, have you guys seen these? Do you use them? How late to the party am I? And these were on sale. I'll look at the receipt before I log out with you guys. But for some reason, I'm thinking these, I want to say these were like $15, $16, $17 for the 24 pack. Okay. I don't know if this would have been the color I would have chosen for this little guy, but it's working out pretty good. All right. Okay, I might futz with it after I'm done. Okay, on the single colors, when you're just mixing the single color. Yeah, it blends down really nice. When you go to mix it with the other color, it does a great job in that. It's not as forgiving or as smushy as a Prisma, but again, I don't know if anything will ever be. But if you just want to get started in the coloring world, but you just want a good, like you just want a set of pencils, and not that there's anything wrong with Crayola. There is nothing wrong with Crayola. They're just not my vibe. They're too hard for me. And since the Brute Pruner squares are getting, I mean, you can't, the reliability of getting those is so hard. I would say that this is a really good substitution for that. Look how cute that is. Yeah, that's darling. All right. If you're still here, thank you. I appreciate it. Hanging in there with me. This one looks like a really bright yellow. 16. Let's see how bright it is. Oh. Okay, for those of you who've been around here for a while, you know that I don't like, yellow is not my color. Oops. Yellow is not my favorite color, but I would say this is a proper yellow. This would be a yellow like when you were a kid and you wanted yellow, this was the yellow. Wow. Huh. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. I'll tone it down to see if it can go kind of that more goldeny yellow. Just touch that up a little bit. That is a great yellow. Okay, so I wouldn't normally do this, but I want to see. This looks to be, so I'm looking at this right here. I'm going to think this one is the red. I mean, those are reds, but I'm trying to find like what would be just the base red. This is 5. I'm curious. Okay, I like that red. Huh. That's not a bad red. And then let's go with the next red, which is number 1. Maybe that's going to be a bright red. To be honest, I'm not seeing the difference. But it could be because of how I'm kind of bent down in a weird angle. Yeah, I think the first red is more of my style of red. Wow. All right, guys. You know what? We'll do the the black real quick. I'm assuming this is black. 33. Yep, it's the black. And do a little gold top. Okay, so that was super fast. Wow. I have to say, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to practice with these on a couple of pages, a couple of my mermaid pages, and see how they are. But so far, I'm really liking these. I really like them. And the little box, it's not bad. It'd be a great travel pack. So here's the information. Good to very good light fast rating for permanent works of art. I don't know about that for 24 bucks or $7 or $17. Color release colors release easily onto paper, cardboard, or canvas. Okay. It's 3.3 millimeter lead, has a soft feel, but it is bound to resist breaking. Okay. Leads are encased in hardwood to sharpen easily and true. 24 hours for vibrant designs, portrait. Oh, 24 hours, 24 colors. Sorry, I'm trying to read through like a space this big. 24 colors for vibrant designs, portraits, landscaping, and seascapes. Highest quality for artists of all skill levels. Okay, guys. Well, that was fun. Let me know. Have you ever used these? Are these ones that I'm just so late to the party on? And then I am going to play with the Caran d'Ache, but just not today, because I have so much that I have to do today. But at any rate, thank you guys so much. And as always, I wish you the sharpest of pencils, the juiciest of markers. And remember, it's just paper. There's plenty of it out there. Go get it and enjoy your coloring time. Bye-bye.